In the previous video, I showed you how to create a project folder in ChatGPT and what kind of files to upload for a new deal. So this is the Winston folder and all the project files uploaded here. Now I'm going to show you how I use that, right? So first thing I always do is whenever I upload all the files, I want to make sure ChatGPT understands what this deal is about. So I ask it to create a deal summary, right? So if you see my first command here or prompt here, I just type, give me a summary and highlights of this deal, and it'll take a couple of seconds. So this is based on the deal summary, underwriting, the slides I uploaded, etc. And it actually gives you a good overview of the deal. And then once you get the overview, for example, here it says apartment property overview, investment highlights, sub-market overview, property and amenities, investment structure, timeline. So it actually did a very good job of getting all the important details about the deal. I wanted to create a podcast. There is another video where I show you how to create a Notebook LM podcast. But for that, I basically ask it to give me a summary, a detailed summary where I can upload to the Notebook LM so I can create a podcast. So this is the summary I uploaded into Notebook LM again. And then the third thing is, again, I'm going to make another video where I show you how to create blog post. But here, I basically said, write a LinkedIn blog post about this deal, and I encourage people to sign up for the webinar on June 26th. So I always do this as well, along with podcast summary. There's a blog post we can do in a website and LinkedIn, wherever you want. And initially, it just gave highlights. I basically said, hey, article style should be LinkedIn newsletter format, and it gave me a better version. And then it did not have a disclaimer at the end, because whenever you put a blog post or whatever it is, it's an investment. I just add a disclaimer, and it actually gave me a revised one with a disclaimer added to the end. And then the next I asked, hey, add a LinkedIn post to accompany the article, because whenever you put an article, the LinkedIn asks for a post. So again, it gave me that as well. And then the next thing I do is the webinar. I want to create invitation emails for the webinar. I'll show you what I did. I basically said we'll be conducting a webinar for this deal on June 26th at 7 p.m. Please write 3 emails inviting people to register for this webinar to be sent 2 weeks, 1 week, and 1 day before the webinar. Each email should feature different highlights of this deal, and then immediately it gives you the emails. Of course, you can modify it. Then I said, write 3 follow-up emails after the webinar, urging people to soft commit and reserve a spot. Add a level of urgency to the emails. So then it gives you a follow-up email. Then the third part I did is write email reminders for people who registered for the webinar to be sent immediately after registering, 24 hours before the morning of and 1 hour before the webinar. Again, I basically got all the emails I need, which I can go and set up as an automation in my CRM. So everything is generated through this. You can use it for other things as well. For example, here I basically said, compose a voicemail drop to send to potential investors, asking them to check their email about this deal. So then it gave me a script for voicemail, which I can record and then send as a voicemail drop. I have made another video in the automation for it. And then it was very formal. I said, hey, make it less formal. And then I make it as a short. So after that, I said, compose a short follow-up text as well, because I always send a voicemail drop first, and then 10 minutes later, a follow-up text. These are all automated completely for people on my list. So you can see whenever you need something related to the deal, this project already has all the information. You just go there and ask ChatGPT for a copy, and you can modify it and use for your purposes. So I use ChatGPT. Of course, you can use Google Gemini or Perplexity, whatever you want, Claude, whichever one you're using, you can use a similar way.